Hello, I'm Martin O'Toole, and I serve as the spokesman for the Georgia Division of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. We're making this presentation today as part of a series to discuss the unlawful changes which we believe are being made at Stone Mountain Memorial Park. Today we will discuss the removal of the Confederate flag Terrace from the trailhead at the Memorial Park outside of Stone Mountain, Georgia. The Stone Mountain Memorial Park completed the bas-relief carving of President Jefferson Davis and Generals Robert E. Lee and Thomas J. Stonewall Jackson, and dedicated it in the 1970s. But even before the completion of the carving, the United Daughters of the Confederacy, or the UDC, celebrated the centennial of the War for Southern Independence from 1961 to 1965 by installing a terrace composed of the flags of the Confederacy. The flag terrace was set up at the trailhead, the spot at the park where visitors start to climb the mountain on its generous slope. Because of this, it is the most heavily trafficked location in the entire Stone Mountain Memorial Park, and the Stone Mountain Memorial Park is the most visited tourist attraction in the entire state of Georgia. The Stone Mountain Memorial Association, or the SMMA, is the governing authority charged by Georgia law in Official Code of Georgia annotated section 12-3-191 and the following sections to operate and maintain the park. They have moved the flag terrace to a location they have named, quote, Valor Park, unquote. If you look at a map provided at the gate or on the SMMA's website, you will never find Valor Park in the key or the legend. You will not find it on the map itself. So you will not find it easily at all when visiting in person. If you ask an employee where Valor Park is located, on several occasions, they have no idea what you're talking about. Why is this? The SMMA Chief Executive Officer, Bill Stevens, provided an answer to that question in an interview and a subsequent press conference. On April 26th of 2021, Mr. Stevens had the following televised exchange with WSB-TV's investigative reporter, Mark Winnie, in which Stevens explained the intended effect of the Stone Mountain Memorial Association's removal of the Confederate flag terrace and relocating it. Winnie asked, quote, if someone doesn't want to see the Confederate flags, they're not likely to see them here, unquote. Stevens responded, quote, that's correct, unquote. Stevens subsequently held a press conference on May 24, 2021, in which he said, quote, we will be taking them, that is the Confederate flags, off of the most heavily traveled area of the park and putting them at the base of the mountain where if someone wants to see them, the Confederate flags, then they can go see them, unquote. Of course, when the flags are invisible on the publications and the websites of the SMMA, finding them could be a problem. Even knowing that they exist would be a problem. Why is this significant? As a state authority, the Stone Mountain Memorial Association is bound by Georgia law and can only act within the powers granted by the General Assembly. Georgia law defines flags as monuments and states monuments can only be moved under certain circumstances. Quote, nothing in this code section shall prevent an agency from relocating a monument when relocation is necessary for the construction, expansion, or alteration of edifices, buildings, roads, streets, highways, or other transportation construction projects. Any monument relocated for such purposes shall be relocated to a site of similar prominence, honor, visibility, and access within the same county or municipality in which the monument was originally located. A monument shall not be relocated to a museum, cemetery, or mausoleum unless it was originally placed at such location, unquote. They are not, therefore, to be moved simply because someone takes offense to them. Even if the flag terrace was removed under a defined lawful reason, which, as you can see, it was not, the law requires that they be relocated to a place of, quote, similar prominence, honor, visibility, and access, unquote. As can be seen by Mr. Stevens' statements, it'd be hard to find a place more prominent, visible, or accessible than the most trafficked area of the Stone Mountain Memorial Park. But the Stone Mountain Memorial Association didn't even come close. Instead, by the admission of Chief Executive Officer Stevens, they were deliberately concealed, and the new location has been left off of maps and websites. Employees, when asked, don't know anything about a Valor Park. The SMMA is charged by Georgia law in Official Code of Georgia Annotated Section 12-3-192.1 to operate a memorial to the Confederacy. Intentionally hiding Confederate flags does not follow the law. In fact, it is actually and clearly unlawful. Can there be any doubt by any fair-minded person that the Stone Mountain Memorial Park is intended by Georgia law to honor the Confederacy and its heroes? Can there be any doubt by any fair-minded person that the Stone Mountain Memorial Park is not following the law and instead is doing everything possible to obscure everything Confederate? Furthermore, we will detail in other videos how the SMMA is not merely hiding, but removing and replacing other items with unlawful exhibits. The Stone Mountain Memorial Association is simply refusing to obey the law. Furthermore, Attorney General Chris Carr is defending the actions of the Stone Mountain Memorial Association instead of advising them to obey the law. In other videos, we will deal with the horrible revisions proposed for Memorial Hall and how the SMMA plans to completely wipe out all of the legally mandated memorials to the Confederacy and completely replace them with their irrelevant displays or woke ideological screeds. Please take a peek at these videos as they are posted. If these changes concern you, and we think that they should, you need to talk to your state representatives and state senators as well as your governor, Brian Kemp. It is worth noting that your Attorney General, Chris Carr, is defending the changes to the park. You might share your opinion with him as well. If you would like to join with the Sons of Confederate Veterans in the fight to preserve Stone Mountain Memorial Park's integrity and to ensure that the SMMA follows Georgia law, we invite you to visit our website at www.georgiascv.org and go to the Donate section and click on the, quote, Heritage Defense, unquote, bar. Thank you for your kind attention.